I would like to introduce you to what I like to call my emotional support potato salad. I started out with these very small potatoes, like the four that are over on the right side. Yeah, I could fit all of those in one hand. That's how tiny they were. Anyway, I cut them up into very small pieces, bite sized pieces, and then I put some water in it to just cover them, and then I'm going to boil them. While you're boiling your potatoes, you have to make sure that you put salt on them. Because potatoes are bland and they need to be seasoned. Anyway, my grandmother used to make potato salad all the time, like for every holiday, and I just could not figure out like what made it taste so good and like why I could never quite get it right. And it was basically the seasoning, and I was overboiling my potatoes. Anyway, you boil them until they're fork tender, so there's that. And then I drain them and put them into a large bowl to cool. You do want to work with them when they're warm, but not super hot. So I put some black pepper on them, and then I'm also going to use some garlic powder, some salt, and some onion powder. Now, I really cannot tell you how much of any of this that I put on there. It's just enough. I don't know. I don't know. I don't measure anything. I just sprinkle and let the ancestors tell me what's good enough. And then here's the thing. You can always put more seasoning on things later. So you can always put stuff more on, but you can't take anything away. So I'm going to use Hellmann's mayonnaise as well as this Kraft sandwich spread, some sweet relish, and 3 little onions there. Those are green onions. I'm going to cut those up very finely and put those in there as well. So I boiled 1 egg, and I'm going to mix it with the mayonnaise. So my grandmother used to use whole eggs in her potato salad as well, but she left them in big chunks. What I'm realizing that she was doing was she was mashing up the egg yolks in with the mayo mixture, and I don't know what magic that is, but it really makes a difference. So I'm not a fan of boiled eggs, so I decided to go ahead and mash these things to smithereens and mix it with the mayonnaise. And in doing that, I don't know, it just disguises that there's egg in it, like cold boiled eggs. Oh, gosh. I hate even saying it. I just don't like the texture. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, even when I eat boiled eggs, I always eat them warm. Anyway, so I'm going to mix this all up. And as you can see, it looks great. And so I add just a little bit of mustard in there because the mixture is yellow. And I can't explain the science behind it, but it makes me feel better. Anyway, so there's the mayonnaise, the relish, the onions, and the sandwich spread. And I'm going to give it a mix. Now, when I'm mixing it, as you can see, I'm kind of smushing it just a little bit because some of the potatoes do need to be smushed around in order for it to get the consistency that I like. I don't like a whole bunch of really big pieces of potato in there, which is why I usually cut them up small. Anyway, so this is what it looks like outside of there, and my paprika seems to be lacking and slacking, but I sprinkled some on the top just for garnish. It doesn't really do anything for it, but I thought it looked nice, and that's what it looks like in the serving bowl. And that, my friends, is my emotional support potato salad. I call it such because, I don't know, it emotionally supports all your barbecued things and stuff.